we think about it later. The one thing I do really urge you all to do is to connect with each other so that you can stay in touch, so that you can build your individual communities, so that you can build the relationships around the state and our area, so that when we do this the next time, it evolves something stronger, something more beautiful, something even better. Over here, this man, remind me your name? Antonio would like to have a few words with everybody. Come on.
Hold on. I had to wipe the COVID off the mic. You do know that these shirts are 100% COVID proof, right? Now I cannot give any of you COVID. It's insane. All right, so my name is Antonio Mazzarelli. For those who don't know me, I do vaccine webinars, right? Webinars, face-to-face, whatever, where I go through vaccine facts, because I know I'm kind of preaching to the choir here, but I also know a lot of people in this choir don't know the facts. So to me, the facts matter. Because I look at things logically, right? That's just the way I look. I do want to start with one quick story. Who talked about Lowe's? Did you talk about Lowe's? Somebody talked about Lowe's. So
I told you about it.
I go into Lowe's about a month ago, and I have no mask on because I'm not wearing a mask. I walk through the whole thing. I'm the only one in there. I go pay, and the guy says, "Hey, you know what? You're the second guy in here all day without a mask on." I said, "Yeah, the other one was probably my brother." Because he doesn't wear masks either. But anyway, so I want to talk about vaccine facts. So if any of you want to do webinars, just call me. I will gladly do them for you. Gladly. Look me up, Mazzarelli. It's 2 letters off from mozzarella, not too far. And just some of the things I cover are things like, how many of you know what percentage of children were permanently injured or harmed from vaccines prior to from the vaccine preventable illnesses before the vaccines were introduced? It's 1 in 22,000, okay? So I cover things like that, right? How many kids used to die of measles before the measles vaccine? It's 400 to 500. You know how many people died falling out of bed in the United States? 450. You should be as afraid of measles as you are of your bed, right? It is insane, and I cover an hour's worth of stuff like that. And I just want to hit a couple things about COVID and this insanity that we're in the middle of. Oh, one other fact. Did you all know that vaccine mandates for adults are here?
Oh, yeah?
So I have 4 children. All 4 of them have been thrown out of school. Right? My oldest is 20. He is an adult. And this year, a doctor from his college got on a webinar with me. I tried to share my vaccine facts with him, by the way. He didn't want to hear them. Surprising. Anyway, so he says to me, well, listen, your son could get COVID and then get pertussis and cough a lot, and he could be a super spreader. All right? He is not allowed on campus. And his school is not the only one that does it. There are other schools. He told me that there was another school, MIT is the school he mentioned, also is following that same mandate. So adult vaccine mandates are here. Don't think, well, they're coming. They're here. They're here. Okay. So let's talk about some facts about COVID. Everybody here follows Sweden, right?
Oh, yeah.
Sweden is a country where I just looked. They have a death rate of 0.576 per thousand, right? I try to break down to per thousand versus per million. So people can see, it's half a person per thousand are dying. What do you think normal death rates are? We in the United States have 0.562 per thousand. We're basically there. Sweden, they have natural herd immunity. They're not, it's over. The fiasco is over for them, and it's been over for months. For them, it's been over for months. For us, we're 6 months into a 2-week, shutdown to flatten the curve. All right. So I make sure I tell people that. The other thing I tell people is, listen, it is both logical and compassionate to oppose these shutdowns and all these mandates. You say, wait a minute, Antonio, how is it logical? How is that compassionate? Is it compassionate for me to hide in my house? No, it's not. Here's why. They project 75,000 deaths of despair in the United States because of this lockdown, right? Those are people with suicide, drug overdoses, all those things. 75,000. They project 10,000 children per week are dying worldwide because of our shutdown here, right? Because of the economic impact. That guy in Bangladesh that's making $5 a week making jeans, he's done, right? They project 130 million more people on the brink of starvation because of these shutdowns, right? And for what? I always ask people, do any of you think that there's any way that everybody other than hermits isn't going to get exposed to this thing? We're all getting exposed. We are. A bunch of us are just not going to get it, right? Just like we all get exposed to the flu and a bunch of us just don't get it. So we're all going to get exposed. So everything that we're doing, I always tell people, you're either going to get exposed naturally or you're going to have some form of this thing injected directly into your bloodstream, intentionally. Anyway, so we're all getting exposed. It's crazy. So we're all getting exposed sooner or later. So everything we're doing is simply to delay exposure. That's it, right? It is compassionate to say it is not worth delaying exposure. The deaths of despair, the deaths of the children, the starvation worldwide, it is not worth it simply to delay exposure, okay? Then we get into the vaccine. Isn't a vaccine a great thing? One of the parents said here, at best, a vaccine transfers risk from the old to the young. That's at best. At worst, it makes everybody sicker. Is there any grandparent or parent in here who says, listen, I want to transfer this COVID risk from myself to my children? Any of you? None of you? No. You're all selfish. You're all selfish. It's crazy. So I tell them that. For the vaccines, that's at best what it's going to do. All right? And then I say, listen, literally everything we've done to fight this thing has made us sicker. Sicker. Stay indoors. What's better, indoor air or outdoor air? Outdoor air. All right? What's better, sunshine and vitamin D? You're not getting much today. Right? Sunshine and vitamin D or staying in your house. Right? Especially now in the winter. They're going to take our children, they're going to cancel CYO, they're going to cancel indoor soccer. These children in New York, it's too damn cold to be outside, right? Reminds me of Benny Hill. Benny Hill used to say, hey, him and the old guy was sitting there talking like, my mother washes her clothes in time. You know why? Too damn cold outside. Right? Same thing. Right? Same thing. It's too cold to play outside New York. They're canceling sports. That's worse for our children. We're making our children sicker. Wearing the mask. Wearing a mask. You wear a mask, you breathe up into your own eyes. Catch an eye doctor. They'll be like, hey, I'm buying boats with all the people that are coming in because of styes and all this stuff. You can't breathe directly into your own eyes. Talk to dentists. We're making ourselves sicker with these things. You can't tell me that lungs and throats, you're not having issues like that. You can't tell me that these things don't make us sicker. We all instinctively know that these masks are making us sicker. Staying away from each other is making us sicker. Have you all seen the study where kids literally die when they're not being touched? Right? Somebody brought it up. I think it was you brought it. Somebody brought it up. Children literally die when they don't have contact. And I'll say right now, my children were thrown out of school because of this lie. This lie that we need to be afraid of each other. I refuse to participate in that lie. I refuse to participate.